Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and we are looking here. I'm going to do a direct comparison. The main thing was actually to feature this Asian pear on the left, which is a Kumoi, because I haven't done a tasting on one of these. It's the first year I've had an edible size Kumoi, but I thought I would take the opportunity to compare it side by side with the Shinseiki, which obviously I've had plenty of fruits of before and have featured on various occasions, but I thought it'd be interesting to see the differences in appearances between the two side by side, so we can actually do a direct comparison. Now, they've both fallen off the trees. I had them in mesh bags, but obviously we had a storm in the last few days. I'm filming this on the 5th of October, but I would imagine it will go out in a few days time because I've got plenty of videos saved up ready to put out. Now, the Kumoi, and the reason I'm doing a tasting on it is it obviously fell on presumably the edge of the pot or another branch, and it's cut it and bruised it badly. So if I leave that for too long, it's going to obviously go bad quite quickly in the fridge. But I would think as it's fallen off that it should be ripe. There's no real give on them. The Shinseiki is undamaged as it fell straight onto the soil in the pot. It's not a bad size. The fruits are small this year. I didn't thin them enough. I thinned them a bit, but I should have thinned them maybe down to a fifth of what's actually on the trees, because it's caused problems, as you've seen in the other videos, with the trees, with the main shoots bending over double under the weight of the fruits. And what I've ended up is with a lot of very small fruits, disappointingly, and I would have been better off to have had a dozen decent sized fruits rather than 30 small fruits. So my mistake. I'll try not to repeat the error again if I get flowers and fruit set last year, but of course it's damaged the stems on the trees, and several have snapped off as well, as you've seen in the other videos. So what I'm going to do is the main one I'm focusing on is the Kumoi. Now you can see it has this kind of dark bronze colour with yellow spots on the skin, whereas the Shinseiki, when it ripens, has a pale yellow flower with gold spots on the skin. So you know, quite a big difference in appearance for two different Asian pears. So let's cut this open and have a look and see what this one tastes like, because I haven't tasted a decent sized Kumoi before. Well, unless of course I bought one in the shops without knowing. But normally the shop bought ones look more reminiscent of the Shinseiki, although I think they tend to be, they're probably more likely to be Nijiseiki or Korean giants. But let's see what these are like. So let me flip the camera around and we'll cut them open to see if the flesh varies as well. Be back to you in a minute. Okay, so welcome back. Now I'm actually making a few tasting videos today, so unfortunately for you, you're going to see my ugly face a few times over the next few days as I put the videos out. So I'm going to, I might cut them acrossways because I'm interested to see what they look like through the centre, rather than, I've normally cut off wedges, but what I want to do is see. So this one is the Kumoi. It's got that traditional apple or pear core, has got seeds in it. I'm not going to bother growing any of them. So let's cut it off and see. The flesh is a nice pale colour. Skin, I do find this with some Asian pears. The flesh on the Kumoi is a little bit softer, a little bit less crunchy, possibly because it's fallen off the plant, may have sat there for a day or two. It's not as crunchy as some Asian pears. Skin is quite hard and tough on it. It is a nice flavour. Some people think of some Asian pears as being a bit butterscotchy. Is it a bit butterscotchy? I don't really think so. nevertheless it's a pleasant flavour. And it's only damaged on this corner here, so I'll be able to cut that bit off and eat the rest of the fruit. Let's cut the Shinseiki across the middle. I've always liked my Shinseiki pears when I've had them. I've got a lot of small ones this year, but still think they're very edible. And we'll have a look at the Shinseiki. Very similar inside. Now, none of this shows these fruits are immature and possibly not pollinated correctly. I don't think any of the seeds on the Shinseiki are, oh, there's one there. Most of them I would say they're not viable. They're very small and dried out. So let's try a piece of the Shinseiki. Now immediately, it's a little bit crunchier. Taste a little bit milder, but I like it. Now this particular Shinseiki is a lot juicier than the Kumoi. What I like about Shinseiki, the skin is a lot thinner and more palatable. Yeah, you can eat the skin on the Shinseiki. I mean, obviously the skin's edible on the Kumoi, but it's quite a tough, hard skin. So, of these two particular fruits here, let's just, what I might do is just see if I can peel a bit of the skin off. Let's take a bit of skin off the Kumoi and see what difference that makes if I don't have the skin on it. I'm not going to bother peeling the Shinseiki because the skin really is quite thin and very edible. Let's see what this difference makes to the Kumoi. Kumoi is definitely on that particular fruit softer, but of course if I pick one off a tree it might be a lot crispier, but it's a much softer I don't think I bother peeling, a much softer flesh, a bit like a well ripened European pear. They have a slight, almost a grainy, slightly pappy texture to them, for that particular fruit. This Shinseiki is just how I like Asian pears. Pleasant sweetness to it, juicy. I find them refreshing when they're juicy like that. I'm not doing a sugar test content today, but probably there are a lot on the tree still, including some quite decent sized ones, so I will probably do a bricks test on them. Yeah, for me the Shinseiki is the better one of the two. It's early days on the Kumoi because that's the first fruit that's dropped and it was bruised, and it may well have sat off the tree for a day or two, which means it would start to dehydrate and lose its juiciness and possibly continue ripening a bit more. Anyway, that was Shinseiki and Kumoi. It was Kumoi I was focusing on. Obviously wanted to do a comparison with another variety. And I do have some Shinseikis, I think, on the tree, albeit not particularly large fruits. So in the next few days we'll be able to do a comparison with those as well. But it's quite handy that they're ripening in sort of late September and into October, and they do keep very well in the fridge. So provided I don't get too many damaged ones, I should be able to store them, and we'll see how they come out. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Please give me a big thumbs up, share the video if you'd like to know anybody be interested in Asian pear growing in the UK. Please subscribe to my channel, and remember you've got to click on the bell if you'd like to know when new videos come out. I'll see you all soon. Brett out for now.